Good evening, everyone. Welcome to Trojan Media Productions coverage of Indiana high school football. Hard to believe week number 5 of the football season, halfway point of the regular season. The East Central Trojans still ranked number 1 in Class 4 with a record of 4-0. They'll take on the Batesville Bulldogs on the road, likewise with a record of 4-0. That kickoff will be at 7 o'clock at the Dog Pound. Joining me now is Josh Benjamin. Last week, the Trojans firing all cylinders. Big win against the Franklin County Wildcats.
Yes, thanks, Kaz. Yes, 55-0 win against the Wildcats. Shut them out defensively. Defensively, 1 first down they gave up, which is pretty remarkable no matter who you play. Braden Rouse and Dylan Maxwell each had 7 total tackles apiece. Then Cole Sebastian chipped in with 2.5 tackles for loss. And on the offensive side, Cole Burton, 3 TD passes, Josh Ringer, 4 rushing touchdowns. And then Ryan Brotherton, 7 targets, 7 receptions, 119 yards receiving and 2 touchdowns. Pretty remarkable on the offensive side as well. Heading into tonight's game against Batesville, on the road, 2 undefeated teams. And it's going to be a clash. It's going to be a lot of fun. East Central holds the series record, 42-13, advantage East Central. Batesville's going to be hungry. They're going to be on their home turf. They're going to want to provide a loud crowd. And as an East Central person, quieting a crowd on the road is pretty refreshing.
And Josh, amazing stat I was checking out. Since 2000, the Batesville Bulldogs, the only team in the EIEC to have more than 1 win against the Trojans in conference play, beating them 4 times, 2002, 2005, 2009, and 2013. So obviously they know that they could beat EC, and the way they're going this year, they got a lot of confidence going into the 9th game.
Yes, exactly. But having a lot of confidence, 4 in a row for them. They even have a former EC coach on that staff, I believe, Mr. Belmer. So they're going to be ready to play.
And Josh, who are you going to be talking with today?
Yeah, so I'm speaking with 3 different linebackers today. We're going to go over some film and some highlights that they're going to talk about through that. So.
Look forward to that. Also, you break down the Franklin County Wildcats game. Also on the way, we'll speak with Cole Burton. The interview will be done by Colton Klebb. And also, we'll have Tatum Reedman, who will be speaking with offensive lineman Noah Snyder. And in addition, we'll speak with East Central Trojans head football coach Jake Miners. And right now, we'll take things over to Cole Burton's interview on Trojan Media Productions.
Hank Poodle Stud Service. Check us out on Facebook at Hank Poodle Stud Service or hankpoodlestud@gmail.com. Hank Poodle Stud Service. The poodle for your doodles.
Hey everyone, I'm Josh Benjamin with Trojan Media Productions, and I'm here with senior quarterback Cole Burton. Cole, thanks for joining us today. Appreciate your time here. Let's talk about tonight. Let's talk about Batesville a little bit. Can you kind of spotlight some of their players or positions and talk about them a little bit?
Yeah, totally. We've kind of talked about it all week. Their DB core actually has 8 interceptions through 5 games, and I mean any team that's a pretty big stat. So just me and receiver wise, we've keyed in on the DBs and corner safety specifically. They got some good ball tracking skills. They move pretty well, pretty big, pretty fast. So.
Well, with that being said, let's think about Batesville in total here. Let's talk about the environment you guys are going into, an undefeated team on the road. What are your thoughts about that?
Oh yeah, anytime you're on the road, it's a little bit more challenging. You got to put a little bit more thought into it. But I mean, they're a 4-0 team. No bad football team's going to go 4-0. So we've kind of talked about that this week as well. Coach Miners talked it up that you don't just happen to go 4-0 by luck. So game planning and going in there, execute. As long as we do what we do, we should be all right.
Awesome. And reflecting, being a senior now, going through the program for a while, can you describe or talk about anyone who's made a huge influence on you as a player in person?
Yeah, I mean, all my coaches pretty much, but it's probably specifically Coach Miners and Coach Sipe, just working with them every day on a daily basis. And then I gotta give my just teammates in general, my senior class, some big credit in that too. Just kind of growing up with them even from Pee Wee football, and then with a lot of my class starting as younger years, we kind of grew together as a team, and yeah, just teammates and coaches in general, all of them.
Awesome. Well, Cole, thanks for joining us today, sure. And that's our segment. Hi, I'm Josh Benjamin with JHB LLC. If you're interested in sports cards, sports card breaks, memorabilia, game tickets to different sporting events, or my personal favorite, giveaways, then my group is for you. You can search our Facebook group by searching JHB Sports, or hit that QR code in the bottom right-hand corner to be a part of this great hobby. Hi everyone, this week I'm with the linebacker crew, 3 seniors here. We have Dylan Maxwell, Connor Kuhn, and Braden Rouse. Welcome, guys. Thanks for coming in to talk some linebacker stuff. And we're going to actually watch some film this week. We're going to talk about some different things. I want you to explain the piece by piece when it comes to your position and maybe the play that we're talking about here. So this first clip here, okay, we're going to hit the play button here, and we're going to talk about Connor Kuhn. Go ahead and talk about that play right here.
So during the week, our linebacker coach told us that he likes to cut back a lot, so he told me to slow play it, and then the center likes to work up to me. And so I just slow play and then cut under the center when he tried to get into me. That's pretty much it.
That was a really good play by you, and obviously you can't overcommit, right?
Yeah.
You can't overcommit. Got a slow play like you mentioned. That was a very nice play. This time you are down in 3-point stance, which is typically not the case, right?
Yeah.
So we have you down here towards the bottom. You'll see it highlight you in just a second here. There we go. And then Dylan, you're also on the boundary side as well. Walk through this process.
Yeah, so basically it's a certain formation we have here. It's called Harris. So we move down a linebacker. We take our outside linebackers and move them up. We probably do it a few times a game just to draw off the offensive line a little bit. And in that particular play, we get a screen play. So initially you're going to read the pass, and then you got to break in the ball right when you see the ball on the screen. So
let's go back and take a look at that actually. And let's see here. Yeah, there we go.
So you can see initially I'm reading the pass, and I see the running back break out. It's all about avoiding that first line of blockers and going to make a play. There he was incomplete pass, but it's all about making a tackle after that.
Connor, along with that, like you said, you usually don't typically be down. Do you practice the defensive line at all?
No. I never practice with them, just with linebackers.
Gotcha. Okay. All right, we have another play here. We're going to take a look at. I believe that's Connor. Walk us through this process here.
So my guard pulled, and then our linebacker coach told us whenever our guard pulls to get to the other A gap pretty much. And so when I did that, a hole opened up, and I got to meet Jordan in the hole.
The running back's pretty good, isn't he?
Yeah.
You guys did a nice job of containing him for the most part there. And so we have Dylan up here in the top on the field side. Okay, let's walk through this.
Yeah, so here at the outside linebacker spot, our main job is just contain. So every play, we're trying to do our best to force the running back into the inside linebackers so they can make a tackle. It's not always about who gets the most tackles every week, as long as we go do our job, and as you see, we do a nice job stopping here.
Yeah, a lot of gap integrity.
Yes.
I mentioned that quite a bit in my film breakdown. You guys do a really good job of sustaining those gaps, ensuring that you do your job individually. Now, on the offensive side, when's the last time you ran football before this?
8th grade year. It's been a while.
Yeah. Well, I'm going to say this. I'm going to say we're going to slow play it here in slow-mo, and then we're going to put it in real time, and you turn on the jets.
Yeah, I think it's the fastest I've ever ran before. I don't know where it came from, but it was awesome.
Yeah, definitely a game changer there. And then Brady, let's talk about this play. Obviously, you know what happens here. Well, let's talk through the process of coming up and then actually making the play to change the tune of the game a little bit.
Yeah, so I just knew that we had to get the ball out because, they were on the goal line as we saw. And obviously we don't want Harrison, one of our rivals, to score the first drive against them. It's so much momentum and stuff like that. So I knew I was going to have to attack for the ball. And as you see, I blitz and come up to the line, and I just couldn't get past. So I shut off the block, and then I saw my opportunity, and I just hit the ball out.
A lot of effort on that play for sure, because a lot of people may tend to say, you know what, he's already passed me. I can't get there. He's almost at the goal line. The mindset's a little bit different, but you guys, along with yourself, did a nice job in those clips and throughout the season. So I appreciate you guys coming on and talking some linebacker play. And good luck tonight against the Bulldogs.
Thank you.
Thank you.
All right, guys, that's this week's segment. We're going to head over to Cash with Coach Myers.
State Route 1 Storage, indoor and outdoor storage in a variety of sizes, including indoor boat and RV storage, located on Highland Road in Guilford, Indiana. Call 513-317-1619 for details, or check out sr1storage.com.
Thank you very much, Josh. Our countdown to kickoff rolls on Trojan Media Productions. The East Central Trojans make the trip to Batesville, take on the Bulldogs, kick it off at the Dog Pound at 7. It's my honor and pleasure bringing in the head football coach of the East Central Trojans, Jake Miners. Coach, another week, another big win for the Trojans. Offense over 50 points. Defense posted their first shutout. What stood out for you?
Really just the way we were able to start the game. We had talked all week about coming out and being fast, being aggressive, really trying to play from ahead. And so started off the game, our defense got a big stop right away, gave the ball to the offense, and 2 plays later the offense was able to score. So really within the first few minutes of the game, we were able to get that lead and to really get to play from ahead. We executed really well. Defending the run on defense, and then throwing the ball around on offense. A lot of positives to take away from the game. We were able to rotate a bunch of young guys in the second half to get them experience on the varsity field on a Friday night. So just very pleased where we're at. Very pleased with our football team, and another big victory for us.
Hard to believe week number 5 already in the regular season. Got the Batesville Bulldogs on the road, and like you guys, 4-0 on the season. Coach Ulrich's done a terrific job for this program. Tell us what kind of football they play, what kind of game to expect.
Yeah, Batesville's very fundamentally sound. So what they do is they run actually a style of offense that we used to run around here, and what that offense really allows you to do is control the clock, and that's really what they've been able to do on teams. Is their offense has been able to control that clock and to be able to score points. And defensively, they've been flying around and making things really difficult. I think they have one of the top defensive averages in 3A right now. Just playing really solid football in all 3 phases of the game. So going into Batesville, which traditionally again is a place where our program has struggled a bit. Batesville's kind of been in the thorn in East Central side historically speaking. So our guys are excited for another great matchup. You don't get the 4-0 by accident, and Batesville is a really quality football team doing a great job. So we have to go in there and expect a dogfight. We have to expect to come out, and we have to play very fundamentally sound, very quality football in order to walk away with a victory.
A couple of games during the regular season, the team faces coaches that had East Central ties, whether it was a player or previous coach, and Tim Belmer is now helping out with the Bulldogs program. How does that feel being on the opposite side?
It's unique. I would say, a lot of those guys had coached me when I came through high school, were on East Central staff. So I think it just speaks to the tradition and the quality that we have here at East Central, is that coaches are able to move on and take different roles in different programs and to have success in those programs. So it's always fun to go against, guys and it's fun to compete against them. Your best friend's off the field, but for 48 minutes on a Friday night, you become enemies. So, Coach Belmer, he's such a figure within our program, and the tradition that he was able to help establish here that really has built the program into what it is today. Our offensive line group still knows Coach Belmer, dreamed about playing for him coming up. So he's such a quality human being, such a quality football coach, and he's proven that yet again this year.
Hard to believe, Coach, the season is halfway over, the regular season, week number 5. Tell us your thoughts, your overall grade on the team, offensively, defensive, special teams, anything you still think the team can improve on, although being unbeaten and playing impressive football, and also maybe some things that you might be surprised that the team is progressing better than expected.
Yeah, I think anytime you're 4-0 halfway through the season, which it is hard to believe that we're sitting here halfway through the season at this point. But I've just been very happy about how we have come out and approached each game. We're only heading into week 5 here, so yes, there's room for vast improvement with our football team. We talk about getting better each and every week. No matter who our opponent is, we want to get better that week. And we knew our defense was going to be very strong coming into the year, and led by our linebackers. We have a lot of depth at the defensive line position. We knew our DBs were going to be really good. We thought that our special teams were going to be pretty good. So that's been nice to see that them having impact on the game. Nathan McPhee is off to a wonderful start. Not only kicking PATs, not only kicking field goals, but also kicking touchbacks on the kickoff team. So he's off to a wonderful start. And offensively, I would say that we knew what we had coming back in our skill position. What we didn't know is how our offensive line group was going to progress. Well, through the first 4 weeks, I think we were a little ahead of schedule there. Now, we still have room for improvement for sure, but we're starting a lot of young guys in that position, and those guys came together a lot quicker than what we expected. Normally, that takes time to develop throughout a season, so we really like where they're at right now. So, obviously, it's hard to complain about anything sitting here at 4-0, but there is room in each position group where we can get a little bit better.
Any final thoughts, Coach?
Hard to believe it's week 5. Like we just said, that midway point through the regular season here, we're obviously really happy where we're at, but it's exciting that the weather's starting to turn, starting to feel like fall. Battling it out in the EIC just feels right here in the fall. So I appreciate you guys having me on and looking forward to this game.
Coach, always an honor, pleasure to get a chance to speak with you, talk about Trojan football. Congratulations on the victory against the Wildcats last week. Best of luck tonight on the road against those Batesville Bulldogs.
Thank you. Appreciate it.
That's East Central Trojans head football coach Jake Myers. We're going to turn things over to Josh on Trojan Media Productions.
Sig Surveying provides all your professional land consultant needs. They work closely with their clients to locate property corners, create site designs for new homes and businesses, split your property, subdivision design, elevation certificates, and more. If it has to do with property, Sig Surveying is the place to go. Give Rob Sig and his team a call for all your land surveying needs. 812-623-6700 or visit their website, siglandsurveying.com. From our team to yours, good luck to all the EC teams.
Thanks, Kaz. Now to this week's Keys of the Game against the undefeated Batesville Bulldogs. I have 2 keys this week. They kind of go hand in hand, just like last week against the Wildcats, but this week we want to play a full game offensively, defensively, and special teams, and then also a clean game. We've had no turnovers and minimal penalties this year. Let's keep it that way against this big game on the road against the Bulldogs. Now, let's take a look at last week's defense against the Franklin County Wildcats. And when we pause this here, we're going to take a look at the top 2 defenders on the screen here, which is number 36, Dylan Maxwell, and number 8, defensive tackle Eli Ertl. What they do, they set this play up really well. They get into their offensive players there, get their arms extended, and be able to find the ball carrier and keep gap integrity. You're going to see this play develop. You're going to watch them too. They both get into their tight end and tackle. They're going to get their arms extended. As the play develops, they're going to be able to find that ball carrier. And then the other part of the front 7, they're doing a nice job as well. But those guys really do a nice job of keeping that ball carrier engaged in the backfield and make that tackle for a loss there. Nice job, defense. Well, let's take a look at this second play. And I'm going to point out a linebacker that you can barely see on the screen, actually. And that is number 40, Alex Kuhn. All right, he's going to do a delayed blitz. Okay, and why do we do delayed blitzes? We do those for a couple reasons, but one is to offset the offensive game plan with a blocking scheme on this play. All right, so they're going to make their calls. They're not going to know he's coming. Then he's going to come up through the A gap and sack the quarterback. Quarterback's not going to know he's coming because of the calls up front. And you're going to see this play develop. Times it very well. He doesn't actually get upfield until about 4 or 5 yards and comes in and makes that huge sack for the defense. Nicely done there. We're going to pause and we're going to talk about the offensive line here on the offensive side with the Trojans. The front, these 5 do a phenomenal job, and they've been doing that all year long. And on this play, all 5 of them do a great job. But we're going to talk about 2 in particular on a combo block. We're going to talk about left guard Noah Brown and center RJ Sig, okay? They're going to combo to that linebacker on this play. Noah Schneider does a great job of kicking out and keeping that gap wide open for Josh Ringer to run. And as you can see, the backside does a great job as well. 5, 6, 7, 8 yards of carry. Can't beat that at all. I'm going to let this play out here. This is a great little pitch and catch with Cole and Robbie Blay. And I'm going to pause it here on this wide cam. And what Robbie does here, he's on the outside. Here's the number 1 receiver. He's going to run about 7, 8 yards and run a hitch route, okay? He's going to push that corner off of him It is 3rd and 5, as you can see up top here. He needs to get to the 20-yard line, all right? He is going to run about 7-8 yards. He's going to push him off. Cole's going to see that. He's going to make the throw before he even turns around. He's going to come back to the football, like coaches have told him to do all his life. He's going to make that catch, turn upfield, get the first down, secure the ball, and continue to drive for the Trojans. Well, that's this week's Keys of the Game. Now to Tatum with Noah Schneider.
Skyline Chili in Brookville and St. Leon. Stop by Skyline before or after any Trojan athletic event and fill up with a hearty meal at Skyline. Trojan Media Productions would like to thank Dave and Michelle Deddens and Skyline Chili for sponsoring all East Central Trojan events.
Thanks, Josh. And I'm here with EC offensive tackle, Noah Schneider. Noah, we're about a third of the way through the season so far. What has been your favorite moment?
Thanks. It had to be the Muller game. Good Cincinnati team coming up here and playing us tough. And we just had the game plan, and it had to be my most fun game of the year so far.
Yeah. Noah, a lot of talk about Josh Ringer and his offensive output. Do you, as a lineman, take pride in those numbers also?
Yeah, I have to. I mean, Josh makes it easy on us. All we're doing is getting in the way of guys. But, I mean, it's a team effort to get all the way down the field like that. And him scoring all these touchdowns is just incredible. So you got to give him most of the credit, but I definitely take pride in it.
Noah, what's your favorite type of pancake?
It'd have to be one on the field.
Hey, thanks, Noah, and let's go to Kaz for the wrap-up.
Our countdown to kickoff rolls on Trojan Media Productions. The Trojans and the Bulldogs of Batesville will kick it off at the Dog Pound at 7. We have a lot of great things going on with East Central Trojans athletics. Tomorrow, a busy Saturday, the girls golf sectionals. That's right, girls golf sectionals. Tomorrow, that'll be at the Greensburg Country Club. That's for the EIAC. The cross-country teams will be headed north of Eddie to Carmel for their athletic annex invite. Boys soccer heads to Fortville, just close to Indianapolis, for the Mount Vernon invite. And the volleyball teams, the JV freshmen, will see action tomorrow. The JV will be at Lawrence North for their invitationals, and the freshman volleyball team heads to Columbus East for their invitationals. A lot of great stuff coming up with Trojan Media Productions. Next Football Friday night, the 22nd, we're back on the air for high school football. After being on the road for the last 2 Football Friday nights, the East Central Trojans back at Trojan Field taking on South Theobald Knights. That's homecoming at EC. The kickoff scheduled at 7:30. Our countdown to kickoff on Trojan Media Productions starting at around 7. And then the following 2 Fridays after that, we'll be broadcasting home games for EC. They'll take on the Connersville Spartans and then the Greensburg Pirates, wrapping up the regular season broadcasts of home games for the East Central Trojans. And broadcasts of other sports we have coming up Monday, September 25th. Boys soccer, the East Central Trojans take on the Batesville Bulldogs. And Thursday, October 5th, volleyball, Lady Trojans of East Central take down the Greensburg Lady Pirates, and that'll be the final there before they get ready for their sectionals. That does it for us at Trojan Media Productions. Thanks all for joining us. Thanks for our crew, and best of luck for all the Trojans teams. Enjoy your weekend. Go Trojans.